Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of A Link to the Past, the optimal playthrough. I just want to apologize for last episode in case I needed to apologize about the last episode. Towards the end, I was basically sharing an opinion about, gender identity in video games, and I was basically just trying to state the idea that, game developers, rather than being afraid to ask the question of whether you're a boy or a girl in a video game, to basically change the question to that of which pronouns that should be used instead of what gender. I figured that would have been the best solution, but I understand that some people... But, even though I didn't mean to be offensive, I can see that some people still took offense, and, all I can do is apologize, I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like I should have to apologize, but I understand that, some people just aren't interested in opinions, and a lot of people, look, as I said before, if I'm playing a video game, and, even then, like, if a video game were to ask me the question of, are you a boy or a girl, right? Like an older title video game, I would like the NPCs to address me correctly, I would like a game to be programmed correctly to address me as a man if I chose to be a man, or play as a man, or if I chose to be a lady, to address my character that I'm playing as a lady, True enough, the person who's holding the controller, their gender doesn't actually necessarily match the person they're playing as, right? If you're playing like in this game here, if I'm playing, I'm playing as Link, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm playing as a Hylian man, likely in his teens, early 20s, trying to save a land from a maniacal pig man from conquering two worlds, I'm playing a predefined role here, I don't get to choose, right? And, if I was playing a board game like Mario Party, where the predefined characters take on the role of game pieces, that's just another aspect of, gender in video games. If you're playing a predefined role, you don't get to choose, You play Metroid, you're playing as Samus. You play one of the older Mario Brother titles, you're playing as one of the Mario Brothers. Unless you're playing Mario Brothers 2 USA, in which case you can play as the princess or Toad if you prefer, but, I digress. So... Anyway, I just wanted to apologize in case I offended anybody, and yeah, so I guess I'm sorry, I just think that personally, I just think this whole gender in video games thing is just out of proportion, in an effort to be all inclusive, you can, unfortunately, come off as offensive. You may not mean to be offensive, but sometimes you can inadvertently come off as offensive. You can do all the right moves in life and still lose in the end. There's at least a... So, anyway, I wasted about 5 minutes of this video, so let's just get back to this, huh? Alright, so in the last... Oh, actually, let's turn this down just a little bit. Okay, so in the last episode, we took on Blind and absolutely won that fight. So now we'll head into the Skull Woods properly. Fun fact about these fortune tellers. I think it's based on what you're holding in your inventory that might suggest where you need to go. You'll run into a barrier if you try to enter Ganon's tower. Yeah, so I think it's based on the crystals you're holding in the inventory in your possession. So, yeah. I'm afraid the fortune tellers in this game, I mean, they'll still heal you if, you know, that's one of the lesser known abilities of the fortune tellers and storytellers. Alright, so probably wondering, okay, where do I need to go here? Alright, well, you remember this path here that we took to actually get the fire rod? There is another path here that we can take. I think it's off to the left. Yes. So we come to the left. I mean, there is a locked door up there, but I don't believe we really need to even go in there, really. So we come out here. Oops. And of course, our blue tunic is protecting us. So, if you ever wonder how to get by this, just use the fire rod and you'll open up the... This is actually the main entrance to this dungeon here. What you want to do is you'll actually want to walk downstairs. And actually make your way up this way. Walk up the stairs. Yeah, that's another... Those vines are another curtain mechanic, so... Stand up here. Okay, I guess I still turned into a rabbit. Grab the key. Now what you want to do is you just want to grab the mirror, and you'll warp... It'll basically save you a trip from going through the maze down below. Use the key up here. And very important, but you have to follow a very specific path to get around all of this. As long as you walk the correct path, you should be fine. Now, you'll find a lot of Gyptos in this room, and what you can do is you can use your Bombos medallion, which doubles as a over-exaggerated fire rod, and actually... You can actually burn all the Gyptos right away. Okay, so... This is one of those puzzles where you actually need to use the fire rod. Because you cannot actually make your way to that torch up there. This is another room you can use a medallion on. I'll use ether this time just so that I can use the hammer on this frozen enemy to get more magic. Sometimes you get a full magic restore, other times it's a small one. So, we'll just go ahead and do that again. Grab the hammer. If it doesn't drop magic, it'll drop a blue rupee, or I guess in this case it was a vital item, which is a key. Come in here, and I think there's actually a full magic here anyway. Okay, I was wrong. So drop down there, and the fight will begin. I recommend using like the cane of. I recommend using either the cape or the cane of Burna, I guess. And you get to fight Mothula. I believe this guy is technically the weakest boss, but Lord knows he's pretty difficult to deal with the moving floor and the spike traps. Oops. I bumped one of the controllers with my elbow. Yeah, this guy's very unpleasant to fight. I mean, you could be an ultra expert and still probably have difficulties fighting him. Okay, so... yeah, I'm not really sure where the weakness lied with Mothula there, but... oh boy, that's the Mothula fight. Again, not fun. So speedruns of this game actually skip this cutscene altogether. The one where you grab the crystal and talk to the girl. Basically all that'll happen is you grab the crystal and such, so... yeah, great classic... Okay. Use the mirror. Oh, that's neat. Alright. Come up through here. Despite already having the Master Sword, you can pull out these fake Master Swords and be like, oh, this is it, the Master Sword. Oh, maybe not. Too bad. We'll go ahead and top off on rupees here. You know, it'll at least save us some trouble in grinding out rupees. Nope. There we go. Again, illusion of choice. Alright. Let's make our way over here. I'm gonna grab some potions here. Okay, that was 3. Alright, so Let's see, 2 crystals left, so I think what we'll do is we'll head to the Swamp Palace. Grab our hammer. You know, oddly enough, this is probably the only time Link has had pink hair. Like, no joke, I think... I mean, I know this... I mean, the Super NES I know had limitations, but, you know... Pink hair? Okay, so unfortunately... What we did to get inside this dungeon in the first place... as you can see, is still required to actually open. Okay, as you can see in the upper heads-up display, you'll see that we still have the key from when we were here the last time, so... What we're going to have to do is make our way to that center room with where we got the hook shot. Which I believe is in here, maybe? Okay, it's the next room over, but... Okay. Come over here, and yes. Alright, so we grab the hook shot. Unlock the top door. And we'll make our way inside. Okay, fun fact. Do you see this switch here? This is the only switch in the game that you cannot actually use the Cane of Samaria on. Well, I mean, you can, but here's the thing. Okay, door's open, right? Or both doors are open, right? What gives? Well, if you come back over here, the door is closed. What you want to... So yes, you actually will need to put a statue over this door here so you can open the other one. See? There was no sound cue as far as unless I'm going deaf, there was no sound cue to let you know that the door closed. But yeah, you actually do need to push the statue on the switch to open that door. Of course, most players don't skip around like I did in this playthrough, so you won't have the Cane of Samaria at this point in the game anyway if you're doing the dungeons in order. Another chest speedrunners often overlook, or speedrunning randomizers often overlook, is the one in this room. You push this block. Well, I mean, that was only rupees, so in order to get to the boss, you have to go through this waterfall here. Okay. Now you want to make your way to the top corner here to grab this small key. I don't really have to. I mean, I can probably survive it otherwise, but I'm going to use the ether medallion to get rid of the enemies here. There's nothing of value in that cracked wall, just some pots or skulls that you can open for other goodies, but... And here we are at the boss. I don't remember the name of this boss, but off the top of my head, but you can... The strategy here is to use the hook shot to get rid of the puffy clouds, I guess. Now, if you had... Now, usually you have the regular Master Sword at this point, in which case you have to, I think, slash these things 2 or 3 times. But we have the Gold Sword, so... You know... Or the Butter Sword, as the speedrunners call it. Okay, and so now the boss will enter another phase. And two swings with the sword and it goes down. And there we go. Another monster down. Yeah, I heard that already. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Alright, did we use any potions? No, we did not. Alright, we're good. Alright, so we'll now come to location number 5, which doesn't look like anything at first, but we can escape into the dark world here. And we have ourselves a nice shortcut into the... Yeah, see, just 2 swings with the gold sword and that guy can go down. So now we have ourselves a nice shortcut to go through this place. Okay, so... Oh, by the way, this is what the hammer can do against these enemies here. Yeah, let's just use ether. Alright. Okay, so the good news is we can just simply make our way over here for a shortcut. Now, what you're supposed to do here, assuming you're playing the dungeons in order, is to reveal this switch up here, and it's one of those pressure-sensitive switches, and you're supposed to push this statue on top of it. Nintendo Power even pointed that out. But we have the Cane of Samaria, so we can just push this up here. Don't have to bother with the statue. Okay, so, you know how these Garayas mimic your movements? Well, if you press A to lock yourself into a wall, and you can use the D-pad and actually move the Garaya around without you having to go anywhere. Now, his Now he moves opposite of your inputs. So if you press up, he'll go down, down, up, left, and right, you know. So you can actually manipulate the Goriah to actually come to you. Huh. I thought I could use the gold sword on him. Well, maybe that's in the GBA version. But yeah, that's something you can do. You know, if you don't want to play a guessing game, I'll probably actually be doing that in... I'll probably be doing that when we get to Ganon's Tower. There is a point in the game where that will come in handy. But anyway, you'll notice that there's a bit of a corner here to suggest that there's a path forward. What you want to do is shoot the statue in the eye, and a path will present itself to you. So that's one of the reasons why the developers thought to put a single arrow in this dungeon. I don't know. Personally, I would have rather they added like 5 arrows or 10 arrows instead of a single arrow, but that's just me. And of course, you got these whack-a-mole things again. Get some rupees. Okay. We'll just go ahead and use our bow and silver arrows here, because why not? Alright, use our only key. Dodge this enemy. And just like in the original Super Mario Brothers, when they flip back over, they'll actually be faster. Light both of these torches so we can see. And we come into this room and we have an homage to the original Legend of Zelda. You don't have to light the torches in this room, but I'll do it anyway. Let's see, which one is it? It's this one. Okay. And here we are. Alright, and we're already at the boss. Making terrific progress. Now, what many players do is they use a hammer to actually chip away at the mask. Some players, however, have discovered you can use a bomb. I don't recommend throwing the bombs to destroy the Helmasaur's mask. I don't recommend throwing them because they will bounce off his mask. But I guess bombs are more effective in taking the mask off. As such. Now I could swing at his face like 2 or 3 times with my sword, or I can take my bow and silver arrows, shoot him in the green forehead once, and he goes down. Yeah, fun fact, the silver arrows are actually more powerful than your sword is. Like, hands down, bar none. Even the gold sword, it pales. And there we go. We saved the first and last of the maidens. Unfortunately, you don't get any unique dialogue from this one to say, oh, I can tell you where all the other girls are. Oh, you saved them all already. I'm sure but suffice to say, I'm sure that would have been an awkward conversation, though. Oh, I can tell you where all the other girls are hidden. Wait, you already saved all the others? Oh. Okay. And that is that. Okay. Let's see, did we use a potion? No, we did not, so we're good. Oops. I skipped a step here. Alright. Alright, so... Alright, so in the next episode, we'll make our way to the Tower of Ganon and, maybe beat the game, which will likely be the finale. So, until then, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.